We're living through AFCON at the moment.
Yeah.
One of the best tournaments I've seen in AFCON so far. How are you feeling about it, mate? How are you feeling? You still depressed? Yeah, there ain't nothing over there. You look at the screen, look at the camera. There ain't nothing over there, man.
Look, man, bar the first 3 games, it's been a great tournament. Once Algeria exited and I could get rid of that, my days where I'm still heartbroken about that. But I think honestly...
Is Bomadi still there? Still saying?
Bomadi? Nah, we ran his ass
you
out.
Sure? I swear he's going to take you guys to court or something.
Don't do that.
I'll
show up to court as a... I'll show up as a lawyer, bro. Better call Lyes. Nah, look, bar Algeria. And I think, you know what? That actually kind of adds to the entertainment of AFCON. I genuinely have loved this tournament, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, watching it ever since Algeria went out as a neutral, I've enjoyed this tournament so much.
So good.
And I think for a multitude of reasons, right? Like, we always talk about the chaos of AFCON, right? Like, AFCON is that tournament that, anything can happen, blah, blah. To be honest, I think sometimes that's overplayed.
Yeah, I think the word chaos is getting annoying.
I think so as well, too.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you look at this tournament, Ken, and I'd like to compare it to the other international tournaments. Let's leave the World Cup to the side, because I think that in its own right is an outlier. It's just the greatest show on earth. But when you compare this to the other continental tournaments,
Copa America,
let's start with the Euros.
Yeah.
The Euros, the big one that everyone watches because we're Eurocentric, we're Euro biased. I actually think it's kind of overrated, to be honest with you, because I think the Euros, when we talk about international football compared to club football, there's always a difference. Club football is always more tactical. International football is more free flowing. You have less time with the players, and you almost see the stars shine a bit more. But the Euros, I think, is the closest thing you can get to club football in terms of style.
Yeah.
It's slower, it's more methodical, it's more tactical, and as a result, as a neutral, I find sometimes it gets a bit boring. And you almost always have the odd Wales run to the deep run. Portugal winning it that one time. Greece in 2004. For the most part, I think you're always getting England, Germany, France, Italy. Those are Spain the last few years. I think it gets predictable. Copa America gets a lot of hype, but realistically, guys, please watch Copa America. It's basically just 11 guys kicking the shit out of each other, and then you get to the final where it's Argentina and Brazil. A bit predictable. AFCON.
Or Chile. That's how Chile.
Yeah, Chile. Yeah, the little run. Peru recently, they were doing a little thing, but if you more of the time, it's Argentina, Brazil.
Of course.
You look at AFCON as an international tournament, go predict at your own peril. It's impossible to predict.
You heard the stat in the quarterfinals of the AFCON last year, in the last tournament to the quarterfinals of the AFCON this year, every team is different.
It's a completely different quarterfinal.
That's never happened before in international football. Every single team from the previous tournament did not make the quarterfinals the next year. That's crazy, and that just highlights what you're saying. The unpredictability of AFCON is my favorite bit about it, because everyone talks like you should win. You know what the worst tag to have in the AFCON is?
Favorite.
Be the favorite. You don't want to be the favorites. You don't want it, because when you're the favorites, I'm telling you, it comes with a different kind of pressure. You know what I mean? And not only that do I love about AFCON, the unpredictability. There's 3 things that I would say I love about it. I'm happy at the moment that the quality is improving. I think this year has improved a little bit. But the things that I really love about AFCON, unpredictable. The stars who don't shine. That makes me laugh the most. You come to AFCON,
Give a shit about who you are.
They don't care who you are. Like, bro, man could be playing for Orlando Pirates. I'm going to let you know you are Premier League on 300 grand. Nah. You see here? We're fighting for our families, bro. We're playing for our families. And that's what I love about it. Like, often we walked into tournament, Drogba's got to do something. Didn't really do much. Salah, you got to do something. Didn't really do much.
The last 2 tournaments.
Victor Osimhen, whoever, like, up to this point hasn't been the greatest. So it's like, no matter who you are on the European stage, the world stage, your reputation in AFCON goes back to level playing field with everyone else. In the Euros, we see the stars turn up. In the World Cup, we see the stars turn up. But in the AFCON, you can't predict who's going to be the star. Right now, I'm sitting here right now. I don't know who the player of the tournament is of the AFCON. And that's what I love about it. And the third thing I love about it is, I'm not going to lie, it's the fanfare, man. Maybe because I'm African or whatever, but the fanfare is just different. There's something different. The European tournaments, look, I was born in England. I support England when it's the Euros or whatever. If they play Nigeria, I support Nigeria. But if it's you know what I'm saying? Anyway. I mean, so in England. It's not like I hate you, Spain.
No.
Or I hate you, France. Or it's just 2 top nations playing it. There's something.
Hold on a minute. What? You're going to tell me that there's no rivalry between each country? No, I have never, ever in my life seen hate watching like during AFCON, bro.
That's what I'm saying. No,
okay.
No, you're going with my point. What I'm saying is, in the Euros, there's a lot of like love.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
In the AFCON,
bro,
I love how everyone just straight hate. It does go a bit overboard because people start mentioning politics of the countries and stuff. But the actual, just the way people want to see each other fail is so fun. The banter that lands on Twitter, AFCON Twitter,
it's clear. It's
10,
clear.
10.
I think this
10,
tournament,
10.
I was from, which countries was I from this? I was from Ghana for one game. I was from Cape Verde for one game. I was from everywhere. Anybody who plays, I said at the start of this tournament, I support Algeria, and I support anybody who plays Egypt.
I'm telling you, Nigeria can't. If Nigeria win, but Ghana win at the same time, it's like, we go again next week. When Nigeria win and Ghana lose, oh my gosh, bro, it's like life is so good. Like I can't post about Nigeria winning without mentioning and Ghana lost. Let's go. You know what I mean? That's why I love, like, it just brings out like so much like competitive pettiness as well. Love it. And then of course like the atmosphere at the AFCON as well, just seeing all these happy people. Everyone just seems happy and everyone's dancing.
Celebration of football.
I love it, man. I honestly love it. And one thing I'm happy about is that the quality is improving. And what I really want, bro, is for them people that are waiting for that England call up. You're waiting for that.
Waiting for that England call up, ain't it?
Yeah.
They don't love you like that.
That waiting for that England call up.
You thought you was Zidane. They don't love you like that.
You're waiting for that France call up. You're waiting for that England call up. You're waiting for that Spain call, whatever it is, whatever country it is, you're waiting for that call up. I'm hoping these guys start looking at these tournaments, seeing what people like Ademola Lookman is doing, seeing what Ola is doing. I'm just saying Nigeria because that's relatable to me.
Riyad Mahrez, what he did. Riyad Mahrez is born in Sarcelles in France.
Exactly.
He chose to play for his.
And he won. He's forever going to be you lot until maybe somebody else comes 100%. And goes crazy. That's the GOAT for you guys. Yeah, okay. I'm sure you guys absolutely love Zidane and Benzema and them, man.
A bit more if he played for us.
Yeah, but the love is different when you come in. Iwobi always talks about it. And I don't want to draw out names and stuff, but when I'm seeing stuff like Tosin Adebayo, who's having a good season at Fulham, why are you not there with Nigeria? When I'm looking at Eddie Nketiah, why are you not there with Ghana? You know, when I look at these type of Callum Hudson-Odoi, why are you not there with Ghana? I don't get it. Listen, I can't question how much their relationship is with these guys. I don't know what their relationship is.
And I think sometimes too, to give credit to these players as well too, I think the federations of each country still have a lot of work to do in terms of making it a good environment for for these to come in. But I completely hear your point.
I agree. I know that's a good point as well. The federations need to do better. But it will be good to see. Absolutely. Because that's when you start to put respect on these tournaments. Everyone there's still the snobbish attitude toward it. And from managers, by the way, there's still from fans. Oh, I don't want my best player to go. Why is he going in the middle? You see all that talk, blah, 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 blah. We're moving it to the summer now anyway, but you see all of that talk. There's still that little bit of a snobbish attitude. But if the players really start playing for their home country, that attitude wouldn't stop. In fact, they'll probably have to take a winter break. Football will probably have to pause for the tournament or whatever. So listen, I hope in the future it continues to grow and grow. But this has been a great advert for the AFCON.
I completely agree. Again, like putting aside the World Cup, this has really been one of my favorite tournaments. And as a neutral, my team went out in the first round. And still as a neutral, it's been one of my favorite international tournaments, excluding the World Cup, that I've seen in a long time. And I always say, right, we're on the topic of purity, right? International football is the purest form of the game because I don't want to disrespect the international managers. They do a great job. They have a tough job to do. They only see their players once every 3 months. But really, tactics are not the priority at AFCON or at any international tournament.
But the best players on the pitch, mate.
Absolutely, man. And watching these AFCON games, it gives me like feelings of like old Barclays. Like it's just like there's a bit of chaos, like there's a bit of tactical inflexibility. Sometimes you'll see a guy in so much space. I wonder how the hell he got there. But that's football. Football should be an imperfect sport. The biggest thing that I always complain about in modern day football is that it's too overcomplicated. It's almost an exact science. People like Pep want to make everything like calculate the last exact number. Why is this player not here when the ball goes here?
Listen,
international football is just like,
stop the ball going on that end.
Get in that.
Put the ball in that one. It's simple as that.
Sean Dyche for Algeria. We got a job opening for you.
Simple as that. Stop the ball going there. Put the ball in that one. It's simple as that. That's what I love.
Yeah, 100%. Just a quick shout out as well to the Asian Cup that's been going on right now as well too. You've had some again the unpredictability of it, right? Iraq winning all 3 of their games in the group stage. My good friend Faisal decides I want to go see Iraq in the round of 16. 2 goals after 90 minutes to knock them out.
It's crazy.
You look at South Korea, they've gone through 2 rounds as well now, where they were losing against Saudi Arabia and against Australia. Last 97th and 99th minute, they come with an equalizer and then they knock out the team in extra time or penalties. And now you have a team like Jordan, who are in the semifinals of AFCON. Wow. It's just incredible unpredictability. I think it's a great advert as well for those continents that are continuing to grow. Maybe there is still a snobbish view from Europe or from North America that, look, these countries and these continents are coming.
And it's good. I feel like there's a lot of eyes on the these tournaments as well. Like, I'll be honest. I never ever used to see Asia Cup reports. Never. I never used to see people tweeting it. I never used to see anything about it. I was even like confused about it. But now this year, I'm seeing so much about it. That's what you need. The coverage. AFCON as well. The coverage. They still need to work on this. Stop cutting off as soon as that final whistle goes. Bam! No talk. It's still got to work on that, but it's getting there. They Sky bought all the rights to it and stuff. So hey, it's baby steps.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you a question. If AFCON is the purest level of international football, as you said, what's the purest AFCON moments that you've ever seen?
There's a few, right? I think as an Algerian, the one that sticks out to me the most for a negative way is in 2010 when Egypt beat us 4-0. And just a bit of context, there's a huge footballing rivalry between Egypt and Algeria. In fact, a year before, to qualify for the World Cup, Algeria beat them 1-0 in like this one-off game, and there was blood, and there was like the team bus was being attacked. There was really bad blood between the two teams. And in the semi-final of that AFCON, Egypt beats them 4-0, and Algeria gets 3 red cards. They go down to 8 men. Whoa. These guys are literally fighting on the pitch. And that Egypt team goes on to win that AFCON. They didn't even qualify for the World Cup that year. But that was just part of that great Egyptian team that could never make the World Cup. But when AFCON came, boy, they stood up.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would say... even this tournament, I'm going to go with this tournament. There's been a few things this tournament, by the way. Some of the screamers and stuff. Let's not forget about the manager getting water poured on his head because he was so devastated that they conceded, but it was in that game. Ivory Coast, when I look at the Ivory Coast situation right now, it's just like so AFCON, bro. Like, they were basically 16th out of 16 teams to qualify. They were literally 3rd place, one of the worst teams in the tournament. They were getting booed. I made Ghana TV.
Culture scams.
I made Ghana TV on my criticism of Ivory Coast, right? I was like, this is a disgrace what they've done to their nation, blah, 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 in their home nation. Yeah. They sacked their manager mid-tournament, and they're in the semi-finals. They're in the semi-finals, and the way they done it, scoring 2 last-minute daggers to go through, last minute, like last kick of the game daggers to go through. This is just perfectly an AFCON situation. Now everyone, hey, I ain't gonna start going for the conspiracies, but home nation, all this luck riding your way.
Putting the call, boss calls are made.
But hey, listen,
I got one more though about Ivory Coast, right? Ivory Coast, they got a lot of AFCON heritage. And you think of that great team in the 2010s with Yaya, Kolo, Gervinho, Didier Drogba. The here against Zambia, where, again, they were the big favorites. Drogba, I think, actually that year scored the winning goal, the winning penalty against Bayern in the Champions League final. And everyone was saying the king of the finals, king of big moments. But let's not forget that same year, Drogba went off to AFCON in the final against Zambia, skied his same penalty. Crazy. And I think if you want to talk about what sums up AFCON more than anything, it's the big stars going to this tournament and kind of just crumbling. We saw Drogba, the king of the finals, crumble under the pressure. That's only happening at AFCON.
Yeah, it's crazy.